Hollywood, one of the most magical institutions on the planet, as well as one of the biggest mediums of psychological warfare. Let's get into it. Negus. It's Ace Maceo, the Divine One. We're talking Hollywood. And see, you have to understand the power of film, the power of media, and in seeing an archetype, a projection, projected in big lights, sent through consequential, consecutive, repetitive frames from the film or the camera, flashing so fast the eye can't even notice it's flashing, sending one into a state of trance as they sit in the dark of the theater with their soothing $20 popcorn and pop. It may be $30 in some places. The whole environment is set up to put you to sleep in a state of trance, to take hold of your focus, engaging you in mind control. As you are entranced and engaged by this film, looking at the story beats, missing all the underlying magic, plays, rituals, manipulation that they're doing right in your face. And the reason they're able to do this is because, one, the magic is nature. There is damn near a science to it. If you watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the scene where he's sitting down with Al Pacino in the restaurant, and Al Pacino is playing an movie executive, and he's sitting there explaining to him how him playing this certain role causes him to be seen a certain way, both in the public and in the acting world. So when people see him and watch the films, they see this certain archetype and vision. And the problem was that he was getting locked into this certain role and he wanted to do more in Hollywood. That is the magic. One part of it. Damn, I need to write a book on this. But shout out Brother Panic. He already did one. Actually, that book we will discuss later. But like, you got to understand, like, Tom Cruise in Hollywood has a certain archetype. Denzel Washington, certain archetype. If you really look and think about it, you'll find some examples. Then another reason they were able to pull this off. A lot of people are unaware and not tapped into and knowing the symbology, the codes. Like I said, this is almost a science, down to the color, and the sound. Color therapy or music theory, pick your poison. But for more magic, they know about the hypersigil. I think that's probably the biggest magic that they do, either consciously or unconsciously. But the way it be looking, somebody has to know, because the timing is too suspicious. And if they don't know, that just means spirit is cooking crazy, and that's thus the magic. But the hypersigil, what that is someone creates this story, this piece of art, and then this art comes to life and manifests in the real world. Shout out Grant Morrison and the Invisibles. The film Argyle plays on this. The film The Marvels plays on this. Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, literally made a comic book of herself as a superhero and became the superhero. Top magic. Like, I don't think it all is sinister in terms of intent, because a lot of this I see is just art being, or creativity in motion. Because I be seeing a lot of films that literally just be spirit channels, and I can see spirit working through them. Like 3,000 Years of Longing, that's straight Solomon, Asmodeus. Or if you've seen The Sandman, the best spiritual depiction in media. We will discuss season 2 soon. You gotta peep how they had him in the underworld. Lucifer, Azazel, top tier. But then you have agendas, which, if you've watched films over the years and paying attention to what's going on in the news or in the culture, one could say, you can see the agendas propagated through certain films and media. Or if not agenda, sometimes they may refer to it as wokeism. I can also say sometimes that is the spirit manifesting as well. We will get into this. We're just laying the foundation for an open, long discussion. This here is, though, the foreground, the expose, bring you up to date on what is going on. But probably the oldest agenda in Hollywood is this. Before wokeism, there was the white savior. The first white savior being Jesus Christ, which the true race on that could be debated, but really, let's just look at the marketing and the portrayal in history, because that is the psychological operation. I'm going to discuss Superman in another video, but when I went to go see this film, I could not help but notice this motif or theme being advertised, projected during the previews. And always pay attention to the previews, because this is how you find out what is coming up next. In the previews, they had two films. One was called The Running Man, which initially gave me this idea off bat, because this film alone was crazy enough, what they're doing. Main character, white man. His girl, his wife, is black. She is played by Shorty, who was with Sammy in Sinners, Jamie Lawson. That is important because Sinners was a recent major film which every character is imprinted in the subconscious of the collective right now. So in seeing Jamie in Sinners and then seeing her again in this film, in The Running Man, there is connection. This is what Brother Panic decoded in his book. There is many examples, but you gotta peep how in Sinners she got vamped, became a vampire by a white man. Then in this film, she's being saved by one. I will let you ponder on that. But then there's another film. And then also, they have Wesley Snipes in this film playing as an entertainer. Why is the black man always put in this position of jester, of front man? And then they call the film The Running Man. Do y'all not see this? Then there's another film, One Thing After Another. This actually looked like it's going to be a really good film. And before I go into this, I want to say I have no problem with white people, for real. With any other race, I'm actually inclusive, diverse. I'm for everybody. I say we all have the power, but I cannot stand for manipulation and attacks, especially when you're putting my kind at the butt end of it, trying to play on our sauce. No. So in this film, One Thing After Another, like I said, it looks like it's about to be a decent film. But why is Leonardo DiCaprio with Teyana Taylor? And you could say she's like a Black Panther figure, so to say, in this film. They have a mixed daughter. Then it becomes another white savior film. See, with this one, I didn't peep until seeing the trailer this time. This trailer has been playing for months. But they played that after that Running Man. I said, hold on a second. Then I thought about the whole fact that it was Superman. And the other previews were like The Odyssey, another banger that's about to come out. Then they had, I think it was Downtown Abbey. Didn't see a single black person in that film trailer. It's like niggas didn't even exist. So I'm seeing this matrix, this construct that is being projected and created in front of me. But see, the problem becomes Superman, which Superman was a valid film, very good film. I'll just decode it now. The story of Superman is the story of melanin. Brother Panic discussed this before. I will have to find this information again. But he was breaking down, and there was a book that goes with this too. That's why I need to find the book. But the science is thus. 1, Superman is an alien. Or if you don't want to take the alien route, he's a metahuman. Metahumans in comics, both in DC and Marvel, because in Marvel it's the X-Men and the mutants, are talking about other races, marginalized races, quote-unquote minorities. 2, he heals via the sun. Very interesting, as we know the healing effects that the sun has on skin, particularly melanin skin. If you've ever sat in the sun, there is definitely a boost of energy. Try it. It's the summer right now. And you gotta peep the subliminals. Black curly hair. Psych no. But yeah, I might have to go deeper with the full-on film for a decode. But in this context, do you see? I just want y'all to observe. Watch these films a little bit different. Look deeper. You'll find both information profound, revelatory, beautiful, but also exposure, warning, foretelling of someone else's plans, someone else's magic and manifestation that is to come. See.